Here's why I decided to quit manual trading forever, and maybe you should too. Now, it all started about 7 years ago. I walked myself into a hotel conference room in South Florida to attend what I now know as a network marketing seminar for a company back then, what was called iMarkets Live. And there was a guy in front of the room that was pitching this idea of this product called swipe trades. And at the time, what swipe trades was basically a trade signal that would come to your phone and you have the ability to either swipe, yes, I want to take it, or swipe, no, I don't want to take it. And to me, being new to trading, I thought, wow, this is brilliant. Somebody that's already an expert trader, supposedly making all this money, I can simply just copy their trades essentially. When I get the notification on my phone, I just go to my MetaTrader app, I put in the trade, and boom. And I really thought that this was a way that I was going to be able to make a living trading. And as you probably know, that didn't go very well. For some reason, the guy that was sending the signal trades was making all this money, but I just consistently was losing money. And so I figured, well, maybe I need to actually figure out this whole trading game for myself, and I need to become educated and learn the basics instead of just copying and pasting trades. And so I went down the long rabbit hole of babypips.com. Maybe you've heard of it. I went there and I studied the whole entire course in about a week, and still I couldn't really put things together. Like, I had a better understanding, but I didn't have an edge. And then I went through YouTube and I went through all of these different trading gurus, and I started trying a bunch of these different proven trading strategies, and I really had nothing to show for it. I even joined some sort of like paid trading groups where I'd get online with them and we'd all trade together, but nothing really seemed to work, and I really had nothing to show for my first couple years in trading. And then after that, I was like, well, I gotta try something different. And so this guy approached me and he told me he had this magic trading robot at the time. This was probably 5 years ago. And it was actually interesting because I signed up for this trading robot, and for the first time ever, I was actually making consistent profits, and I didn't actually have to spend any time analyzing trades or practice discipline in executing these trades. So this was really good. I was really excited about it. I thought, okay, finally, this is the way that I'm gonna get rich in trading. That didn't end too good. The trading robot ended up blowing my entire account. And so I was like, well, I had more success, so maybe I just need to find the right robot or the right algorithm. And so I kind of went down this algo trading rabbit hole, and I found myself on the MQL5.com forum late one night talking to this guy that was supposedly a very successful algorithmic trader. And he told something to me that changed the way that I thought about trading forever. And I'm going to tell you what he told me in just a second, but previous to that, about a week prior, I had picked up this book, really famous book, you probably heard of it, called Trading in the Zone. It's probably the best book on trading out there. In that book, he talks about you need to be able to execute your trading plan like a robot. That means that you have clearly defined entry rules, you have clearly defined exit rules, and you have clearly defined risk management. And so when I read that book, I was like, that's really interesting. So back to when I was chatting late with this guy on MQL5.com, the supposed expert, he told me something that changed my life forever. He said, Adam, it doesn't make any sense to be a manual trader, and here's why. If you actually have a trading edge or a trading plan, that means that you're not trading off emotions, you're not trading off of hunches, and you're trading off a clearly defined entry, exit, and risk management rules. If somebody actually has a trading edge or a manual proven trading strategy, then it doesn't really make sense for you to trade it manually, because if you do have a predefined trading plan, then you should just be able to code those exact rules into a trading robot and have that robot execute the trading edge for you flawlessly. And when he said that to me, it was like this aha moment. I remember I stayed up all night that night just thinking about this concept of how true it was. I was like, in that moment, I made the decision that it doesn't make sense for me to manually trade. I didn't have success with it, trying it for several years, even trading with guys that were supposedly profitable traders. And this just seemed to make so much sense. And ever since he told me that, I haven't manually traded at all since. And I've been way, way, way more profitable. And plus on top of that, it saved me a lot of time from having to look for trading setups and execute these trades and then managing the trades. And also, more importantly than just saving me a lot of time and making me more money, is that it saved me a lot of emotional capital, meaning that I wasn't so stressed out while I was executing my trading plan. And I've known that people can have a lot more success algorithmically trading than manually trading because we've now helped over 700 people become funded prop firm traders, and we don't manually trade at all. We do it all with robots. And just to give you an idea, the success rate of people with these prop firms that pass prop firm tests is like around 6% of people that sign up for a challenge actually end up getting funded. And we've seen our funded rate anywhere from like 25 to 50%, which is way, way, way higher. So that's like 4 to 10 times more successful than people that try to pass prop firm challenges manually. And so if you want to see more about that and the system that we've developed, we literally developed it over 4 years and dumped $2 million into developing it. And you can see more at www.propfarming.com. But why? The big question is why? Why do people have so much more success with trading bots or trading algorithms than manual trading? Here's the deal. There's a lot of problems with manual trading that I've experienced for myself, and I see this with so many other people that are trying to become profitable traders. Here's the biggest problem is that with manual trading, it's really, really hard to find an edge. Finding an edge means that you either have to take some hypothesis that you've gotten from market experience or from some supposed trading guru that has this magic system. Then you have to backtest that strategy, which backtesting a manual trading strategy is significantly harder and more time intensive and allows for more human error than backtesting algorithmically, obviously. And then not only that, but then you have to go and after you backtest it and actually apply it in the live market. And not only just apply it in the live market to see if it works, and even if you do find one, executing the edge becomes very, very hard. You have to have insane discipline. The few guys that I know that are actually real profitable manual traders, these guys are insanely disciplined. If you're not already an insanely disciplined person, then the chances of you being able to be a profitable manual trader, in my opinion, are very, very low. And not just in my opinion, but the statistics are proven that people that are successful manual traders, it's small. They say like 5%, but it's probably even less than that realistically. Now, the other problems with manual trading is that if you've ever manually traded, you know the emotional toll and psychological stress that's put on you. So even if you have the discipline to execute this trading strategy or this edge, the problem becomes, well, what do you do when you go on a losing streak? Or what do you do if you're not feeling so good? Or what do you do if you get really excited and you want to put on more size? Or you get really fearful and you want to take off less size? All of these things come into play. Not only the emotional burden with manual trading, but it's time consuming. Look, in my opinion, there's some guys that say, yeah, I just wake up when the market opens, I trade for 1 to 2 hours per day. Still, that's 1 to 2 hours per day that you're taking out of your day to trade. It's time consuming. And not only is it time consuming, but there's information overload. There's so many different trading gurus. Most of them are charlatans that are all trying to teach you their secret system that maybe works for them, but it may not work for you because you don't have the discipline or you don't have the psychological fortitude to even execute this trading strategy. So there's all these problems with manual trading, and maybe you relate to them. But then when you look on the other side, when it comes to algorithmic trading, look, algorithmic trading is not perfect by any means, but there's some major, major benefits that I found to allow people to shortcut their path to trading success. And number one, instead of, like I mentioned, finding an edge, manual trading being really, really hard, finding an edge with algorithmic trading is not that hard. I mean, we find several, maybe 6, 7, 8 to a dozen different edges in the market pretty much every single week with our optimization team. And the reason we're able to do that is not because we're so smart, it's just because when you have a robot or you have technology on your side, instead of manually having to hypothesize an edge, then go and define the rules and then manually backtest it and then try it in the live market, when you have things like the MT5 optimizer or other tools that are available, you can essentially allow this tool to go out there and find the edge for you. So you're not just taking it from some random ether where you're pulling the strategy down, but no, the optimization process inside of MT5 is able to find the winning strategies for you. You can sort those results and figure out which strategies are working best right now. Now, obviously, algorithmic trading and backtesting, it has its inherent flaws, one of them being overfitting, which means that a strategy could be too overfit to historical data. But the cool thing about using tools like robotics and some of the optimization platforms that are available is it also allows you to test out of sample data. So out of sample data means that this is data that was not pulled from the data that we built our strategy on. So if we built our strategy on the last 6 months worth of data, well, then we can go test market scenarios from like a year ago. And this is essentially out of market data. So we can see, hey, how robust is this strategy? Is it likely to perform well in the future market? And we know that we have a higher chance of it actually actually succeeding because it's already working not only in sample data, but also in out of sample data that happens to be random and different from the data that we actually built the strategy on. And so the cool part about this, instead of this taking you, gosh, hours, days to test a manual strategy with manual trading, you can do this in the matter of minutes, which is really, that's the big edge, I believe, in algorithmic trading. Plus, on top of that, robots will execute trades 24/7. So if you're manually trading, you may miss edges. Say you have something to do with family, or you have an event to be to, or you're working, or you have to sleep. The cool part about algorithmic trading is that it can execute edges whenever there's a good setup that's already proven by data. It can execute it for you. And in my experience, trading with algorithms allows you to trade a lot less emotional. You know that this has been proven in historical data, and while it's unlikely that your bot or your algorithm is going to perform exactly how it did in a back test, that's not realistic, but it allows you to have the peace of mind knowing that at least you have this data that you're going based off of, and you just let the robot execute its edge. And so it's a lot less emotional. And on top of that, it has perfect execution. It's not seeing the setup and then it's thinking, should I get into this one? Is it good enough? Is it good enough setup? Is there enough confluences? No, it just executes the edge perfectly. So look, this has been my story. This is just my experience. It's also been the experience for hundreds of others inside of our trading community. If you've been struggling with manual trading, maybe you're not built to be a manual trader, I would suggest considering trading with an algorithm and getting deeper and spending more time instead of trying to figure out your strategy manually, using data and optimization processes to find your strategy and your edge with Trading Robot. And if you'd like to see more details about how we are finding edges constantly in the market with Trading Robots and how we're continuing to optimize our strategies to not only work in current markets, but also in changing markets, then go ahead and check out this video right here.